Good morning and welcome back to the classes. Today we will discuss about the rise of feudalism. How feudalism was developed or started in Europe. Feudalism was started in Europe as a result of an impact of the barbarian attack and the disintegration of the Roman Empire. After the fall of the Roman Empire, there were only very few kings in Europe who were able to maintain a powerful standing army, because most of the rulers were facing the problem of insufficient money to maintain a powerful army. So the kings granted portions of their land to the nobles. Nobles were the ministers. And in return, the nobles promised loyalty and protection to the kings. Okay, what happened? The kings began to grant the lands to the nobles. Okay, instead of receiving this land from the kings, the nobles promised loyalty and protection during the time of wars. And thus the kings became the lords and the nobles became the vassals. That was the first stage of the feudalism. Then second stage, the nobles gave the land to the knights. Knights were the soldiers, and in return knights were fighting the battle for the nobles as well as for the kings. The nobles thus became the lords to the knights. The peasants farmed on the lands of the knights and the nobles. Okay, instead of protecting their valuable things from the attack of the enemies. Okay, the peasants or the farmers were doing the agricultural activities over the land which were given by the nobles as well as the knights. Instead of these agricultural activities, nobles as well as the knights were protecting the valuable things of the farmers from the attack of enemies. Okay, then the serfs means the slaves, occupied the lowest position among the farmers. Okay, serfs were doing were the last or the bottom layer among the farmers. The farmers, unlike the farmers, serfs it was compulsory for the serfs to do the agricultural activities or labor work in the farms, and they were leading a very miserable or very poor condition lives. They were leading a very poor life. The system of granting lands on condition of service was called feudalism. What is feudalism? The system of granting lands on condition of service was called feudalism. Now let us study about the Byzantine Empire. In about 390 CE, Roman Empire was split into two parts or divided into two: the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. These were the two divisions of the Roman Empire during 390 CE. The Western Roman Empire declined or removed from the surface of the earth due to the repeated attacks from or invasion from the barbarians. On the other hand, the Eastern Roman Empire survived or existed over the surface of the earth for about 1,000 years, and its capital was Constantinople. Already in one of the previous class we have learned that Emperor Constantine changed the capital from Rome to Constantinople or Byzantium. Why? Because Rome was located on the eastern side of the Roman Empire, and it was not easy to conduct a effective administration from one side of the empire. So he decided to change the capital from one side to the central part. Thus Byzantium, and he renamed Byzantium into Constantinople, and Constantinople became the capital of the Roman Empire. The Byzantine Empire enjoyed a strategic position or location which helped the rulers to maximize the trade relations with the Europe as well as to the Asia, countries of Asia. Under the able leadership of Justinian I, the Byzantine Empire became one of the wealthiest nations in the world. He not only introduced a new system of laws, but also he built many churches. Among the magnificent churches constructed by Justinian I include the famous Hagia Sophia. Now let us study about the emergence of the Turks. The death of Justinian I, or after the death of Justinian I, the Byzantine Empire faced a large number of attacks from Goths, Huns, Vikings, Arabs, and Normans. By 1453, the Byzantine Empire became a small village consisting of few parts of the few villages. It was in such a weakened state that the empire was attacked by the Ottoman Turks. They captured Constantinople, the capital of Byzantine Empire, in 1453, and Byzantine Empire came to an end. That was the end of the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire. The Ottomans made Constantinople their capital. Now let us study about the Crusades. During the 11th century, the Turks captured Jerusalem. What is the importance of Jerusalem? Jerusalem was considered as the holy city of the Christians, and it too was captured by the Turks during the 11th century. The Turks threatened the Christian visitors who were visiting the holy land of Christians, and later not allowed them to entering in Jerusalem. Moreover, the victory of the Turks over the Byzantine Empire led many Christians to believe that their religion was under threat. It was against this background that in 1095 CE, Pope Urban II forced the Christians to go on a holy war or crusade and recapture Jerusalem from the Turks. These fightings between Christians and Turks came to known as Crusades. And thus between 1096 CE to 1291 CE, 8 crusades were, or 8 wars were fought between Christians and the Turks. However, the Christians were not able to recapture Jerusalem from the Turks. That is the end of today's class. Thank you very much for listening to the class.